Hi everyone, it's Duchess. When I was a kid, new video games were a rare and exciting treat. I savored every moment with the few games I owned, discovering their secrets through hours of devoted gameplay with my older brother, and testing out rumors that had spread between the other children on the playground, or at church, who were playing the same games. Fast forward a few years, and now my brother and I are adults with a disposable income. Having an income means being able to buy more games, but because of that, we've reached a strange paradox. Our ability to purchase games has outpaced our free time. As our backlog grows, games switch from being passion projects into chores on an endless to-do list. My game library swells with each Steam sale, and the childlike enjoyment I used to derive from playing seems to diminish the longer the list gets. The days of owning just 1 or 2 new games a year meant that I valued those games infinitely more than I seem to now. Have games gotten worse over time, or have I lost sight of why I play? This paradox of my adult gaming world is what I'm exploring today. How having access to everything often means appreciating nothing. Getting a new video game was a huge deal in my family while I was growing up. We didn't have much money outside of an occasional allowance or birthday card, so every new game we got as a gift or somehow saved up for felt monumental. I remember scavenging every little corner in our old house in the hopes of finding enough change that adds up to $5 so I can buy the latest DLC in Little Big Planet 2. My brother was really into hint dropping and made it his mission to convince our parents to buy him Modern Warfare by telling them about the plot in a way that he knew they would like. Or so he thought. We cherished every game we owned because each one represented a precious addition to our limited library. With only a few decent games at our disposal, we poured all our gaming energy into those titles. We didn't just play games. We pored over instruction booklets, admired cover art, and discussed tricks with friends at my church's homeschool youth group. Our sparse access made each game feel almost mythical in status. The few games we did own dominated our imagination and absorbed all our gaming time. With no achievements or metrics to optimize, we played for the pure sake of enjoyment, exploration, and discovery. When my brother and I first got a PlayStation 3 with Uncharted Drake's Fortune, we were so amazed by how Drake's clothes got wet whenever he dived into a body of water. We would constantly check this feature out by moving him in and out of water whenever his clothes dried off. If the game was this detailed when it came to interactions with water, what other cool secrets were waiting for us? My brother and I made it a point to jump over, under, and around everything Drake could interact with in the hopes of discovering something new with the game's physics engine. Even games that weren't the greatest captivated my attention, like third-party titles on the Nintendo DS. One game that used to be my life was Pets Cats Clan. There wasn't a whole lot to the game since it was essentially a Nintendogs plus Cats ripoff. The goal of the game was to adopt and take care of as many cats as possible, all while making sure they were fed and happy. The happier the cats were, the more clothing options the player would unlock for their cats. Simple enough. Even though I was certain that I unlocked everything the game had to offer, I still didn't really know for sure, and made it my mission to keep making the cats happy and see if that would lead me to any new discoveries. Well, sure enough, it did, and I eventually uncovered a whole new area in the game, which I didn't realize was the post-game until many years later. The mystery of each dark cave or hidden corner enthralled me in a way today's data-mined wikis cannot emulate. Every secret felt like an earth-shattering revelation rather than a box to tick for an achievement. My limited options kept me invested with each world I immersed myself into. Growing up means taking on new burdens and responsibilities, but with those burdens also comes new benefits, such as being able to afford video games without any financial aid. Because of this, my relationship with gaming has expanded in quantity but diminished in focus. Since I'm no longer dependent on gifts or allowances, I can purchase new games regularly. I definitely binge buy video games during Steam sales. For me, they're like federal holidays. Not only do I eat turkey on Thanksgiving, I also carefully select new games during the autumn sale. The initial rush of a new purchase is exciting, but then the sinking realization sets in that my backlog keeps growing while my available time keeps shrinking due to college, work, and life in general. All these purchasing opportunities have led to a paradoxical result. The more games I own, the less time I have to play them. My childhood joy of diving deeply into a single game world for months has been replaced by a stressful need to quickly hop between games, rushing to clear as many off my list as possible. Gaming has shifted from a leisure activity to an obligatory chore, where I grind through games from my swollen library out of guilt rather than enjoyment. By turning games into compulsive collectibles rather than precious experiences, I've stripped gaming of the magical hold it once had over my childhood self. Though I can now afford pretty much any game I want, I lack the wonder that came from only owning a few titles as a kid. Overstuffing my game queues has dulled my senses of marvel that those simple 16 or 64-bit adventures once evoked. I enjoy nothing when games become chores rather than a gateway to the imagination, and I'm certain I'm not the only one who feels like this. However, there's a lot to be gained from gaming if we all just reprioritize how we play and focus on getting through 1 or 2 games at a time, instead of juggling between a handful of different titles all at once. Gaming is a journey of curiosity. If we can reclaim the inner child in ourselves and be content with less to play, perhaps we might just recapture the wide-eyed wonder of the child within. And that's my take on this issue. I hope you all enjoyed watching my first video, and I'm excited to share a lot more new content with you in the coming months. Please be sure to drop a sub and let me know in the comments what you think about the paradox of having too many games and not enough time. Is this something you struggle with in your own life? See you guys later.